begin. We are on video lesson 3.2, chapter 3, not 3. Say 3.2 and write 3.1. 3.2, chapter 3, lesson 2, page 185 in your packet. The topic, the title of your notes, should be lesson 2, estimating products. So from that, you probably know we're going to be working with multiplication, and we're going to be working with estimating. Take a look at page 185 if you'd like, and then move on to page 186. Estimating products using rounding. Need a little bit of a vocabulary background if you need it. Estimating does not mean taking a wild guess. Estimating means getting an approximation, so that when you do the actual calculations, you can see how close yours is. So estimating is getting about what the answer is. Product is another word that you'll see a lot during this lesson. Product is the answer to a multiplication problem. So this right here is a lot of reading. You can read that if you would like, or I can show you the short way right here. So example number 1, estimating 8.7 and 2.8. Different color. So here's the steps right here. If you're taking notes, here would be the first step. Round to the nearest whole number. That'd be the first step. So 8.7 rounds to 9. 2.8 rounds to 3. 9 times 3 is 27. So when we do multiply that out in lesson 3 and 4, when you're multiplying with decimals, your answer should be about 27. Or if you're in the grocery store or playing a video game or anything like that, and you have these numbers, you can approximate it to be about 27. Quick review on rounding, especially rounding to a whole number. Okay. 8.7, when they say round to the nearest whole number, they're talking about the number to the left of the decimal. So just like the old pizza example, right here we have 8 whole pizzas, and then we have 7/10 of another pizza. So when they say round to the nearest whole number, they are talking about the number to the left of the decimal. So you identify where you're rounding off to, which is the ones place. Look to the right. If that number is 5 or above, you give it a shove up to, sorry, not that number. You give the 8 a shove, the original number. If this number right here is 4 or below, then you would take the 8 down to a 7. So 8 is what we're rounding off to over here. 7 is 5 or above, so that equals 9. Okay. Quick review on your estimating thing, or on rounding things. Take a look at the next example. The idea here is to get as close as you can to the answer without doing a whole lot of work. So when I first looked at this, I thought, okay, here's example number 2, 42.6. We're going to round that off to the nearest whole number, which would be 43. And then this would be 37. That's going to be like, I really can't do that in my head. I'd rather just multiply these decimals out and get the exact answer. So what you want to do is do something that you can do in your head. 42.6, the nearest thing to it is like 40, right? So we rounded this. Look over there, 2 is low, so it goes down to a 40. 37 is also, is it closer to 30? Is it closer to 40? It's closer to 40. The way they word it is round to the greatest place value to make it easier. So on the last one, when I talked about rounding to the nearest whole number, I said look to the left of the decimal, and here, if it's more than 1 digit, they want you to look all the way to the left. So for example, if it was 396, let's just simply do like 391, you wouldn't want to round that down to 390. That's just as hard to multiply as 391. You'd want to round it up to 400. See what I'm saying? All right, so moving on. So you can use the zero trick. 40 times 40, 4 times 4 is 16, and then however many number of zeros there are here is how many zeros are going to be in your answer. So the product should be about 1600. Okay, so hopefully that makes some sense for you, and it's pretty darn easy. Go ahead and pause the video, try that you got it, and remember to round to the greatest place value is the wording that they use. So like especially on number C, you're going to round that either up to 70 or down to 60 to multiply it easily because it has 2 digits. Pause it and give it a try. Okay, let's see how you did. I'll go ahead and pull this up a little bit more first. Here are the answers over here. I'll do a couple for you just to see how you're doing. Make sure you're showing your work so that when you come in tomorrow, I know you just didn't copy it. So 9.6 is close to 10. 1.8 is close to 2, which equals 20. That's how it should be written. And there's the answer. 4.2 is close to 4. 3.1 is close to 3, and that equals 12. There you go, right there. This one, 68.4, is closer to 70, closer to 60. It is closer to 70. If you didn't get that, look at the 6. You go to the 6 and then look to the 8. 8 is 5 or above, so the 6 gets bumped up. The opposite happens here. The greatest place value is the 2. You look to its right. It's 1 is low, so 70 times 20. Use the 0 trick right there. 7 times 2 is 14. Then you've got 2 zeros, 1, 2. So your answer should have 2 zeros also. 1400 right there. There's some more examples for you on page 187. If you are comfortable with this, you do not need to move on from it. You do not need to do page 187 for credit for tomorrow. So you can stop the video now and take some notes. Again, this will be a great time for you to start practicing taking your notes because there's only a couple steps to this. So try doing the notes on your own and then go to 3.2 on my notes and compare your notes with my notes. So goodbye for now, unless you're going to do the next page examples, unless you want more practice. So you can pause it, do those, and then here are the answers. Got it, problems at the bottom. All right, I will see you tomorrow.